My name is Juma Gonzalez, and I'm doing the presentation on Makerspace. How have your interests, motivations, and social connections help you develop knowledge, expertise, and the moxie to make and do the things you love? So I have developed knowledge through my teammates that continue to help me work harder at being better in the sport that I am in, which is track and field. So they help me become stronger on the track, in the weight room, and they also encourage me to do my best inside the classroom. Working with children inside the gym helped me connect my interest in children. At first, I didn't realize how much I love being around children until I started working with them inside the gym. Being a part of the fitness industry helped me develop more knowledge towards my own fitness. I'm able to do different workouts and know what muscle groups I will be working and what type of workouts would I need to do in order to achieve a certain goal. It has given me an expertise in personal workout plans and working with clients. So since I'm able to create different workout plans based on the individual's goals, needs, and setbacks, it broadens my perspective on what clients need, what type of workouts and help. The connections I didn't have growing up makes me want to ensure every child has the opportunity for social connections. So growing up as a child, I didn't have the resources or the support that I needed in order to expand my creativity. And now I want to ensure that my students would be able to have all those connections. How can you use your students' interests, motivations, and social connections to develop knowledge about the subject? I would have them write down their interests so I can get a general idea on what they are and aren't interested in. I would have them sit in groups based on their interests so they can connect with students who have the similar interests. Then I would have students discuss their passions inside of their groups so students can connect with different students. And it would be easier for them to work together in most assignments, knowing the types of people that they would be working with. How can I use Makerspace concepts in my classroom to help teach content? What activities should students do? I will have students use tinkering in order for them to grasp the concept and bring out their imagination. It allows students to work together and have a complete hands-on approach. An activity I would have the students participate in would be to read a short story, take the short story, and rip each word into their own paper, then recreate a different story using the same words. So it gives them the opportunity to expand the story or create a whole new story with the words that they were given. And another activity would be to take parts from an old toy and reuse those parts to create a new toy based on their own interests and passions. How do we intentionally foster independence, risk-taking, and perseverance in all our students' learning and behavior? Giving students feedback on their assignment is important because it helps them understand what they need to work on and what they need to improve. Encourage students to create things that will be better for their community. So if they feel like making certain things that just help their community better, help them by encouraging them to create a broad spectrum of things. Keep the students engaged in making, sharing, and collaborating. Make each project different and the new ones having different challenges. So not each project would have the same challenges. It would be different by allowing them to work with different subjects and topics and different materials. Checking a student's plan before allowing them to build and begin Makerspace creates risk-taking, so they would have to make sure that they were ready to begin, because once they had started, they're taking all the risk. And I also believe that creates perseverance by having to work through their mistakes and challenges during that project. Who will use it and what's your targeted audience? Who else could or would benefit from it? I believe teachers, parents, and students can apply Makerspace to their environment. Teachers need to incorporate it by having it available to the students. Parents can make it known that Makerspace is well needed in schools by going to PTA meetings, and students can speak up if they feel like they're not getting the amount of resources and tools that they need. The targeted audience would be students inside a classroom, and this is beneficial to students because it emphasizes imagination and creativity in one sitting, and it also helps the teachers build a connection with the students by working with each and every one of them as each month goes by. What skills do you want your learners to develop and why? I want them to develop collaboration skills because it is important to realize multiple brains working together is definitely more powerful than one. So I would want them to work with their group in some projects, but also work separately in other projects. I would want my learners to develop a strong mindset because when using creativity, there are major and minor setbacks that can occur. So I want them to have resilience and not be afraid to mess up, but be able to bounce back from any mistakes made. I want my students to develop a problem-solving mentality for when they do run into these errors and setbacks, so they're able to figure out a solution for themselves and not have to be helped with each solution. How will you keep it from being a crafting space, or do you need to? So my goal is to incorporate Makerspace into the lesson so that there is no separation from imagination and learning. I want my students to be able to have both aspects when coming into a classroom, not having it to be separated. So these projects would be worked on 15 minutes prior to the beginning of the lesson, so students are focused on their project and will be ready when class begins. And there will also be an open classroom for anyone who wanted to stay after class to work on their project, so they could get individual help or work together at the same time. And then I would incorporate a project to be completed once a month so the students can stay focused, have enough time to work on them, and the projects are different every month so they get to work with different things. What will you do for the kids who are amazing at making? I will give them the opportunity to show their hard work in front of the class, and I will allow them to help other students during creativity hour. I will find projects that will give them more of a challenge so they do increase and continue to use their creativity. And then I will help bring the students the resources they need, so if they did need more stuff to work with, or if they needed the internet, or if they needed another teacher to help them, I would be able to bring them that resource. what will you do for the kids who think they are terrible? I would spend more time working with them to help work through the negative thoughts. And I would explain there are no right or wrongs in the makerspace. I would also explain that creativity drives their project and it's based off their imagination. So it's what they want it to be. It's not what I'm expecting it to be. I would have them explain what they have completed for their project so they can understand and see all the hard work that they have gone through in order to create this project and know that it's not terrible. What is the role of the classroom teacher? I think teachers play multiple roles like engaging co-creator, mentor, problem solver, activist, or networker. I believe it is their role to gather materials for the makerspace. It is their role to encourage students, acknowledge their imagination, and incorporate makerspace into their classrooms. I believe teachers are there for support and advice, help, and guidance, plus the assistance. So if a student ever needs any more than what they have, that the teacher should be able to bring them that. And that is my presentation on Makerspace. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thank you.